Hello everybody, this is RNG StarCraft again, back with another StarCraft 2 cast. Now this, down here in the bottom right, is EGHuk with Team Evil Geniuses, and he is a great Protoss, and we'll talk about him in just a second, surely, because he is so amazing. But we do, up here, have, in the top right, mTwDIMAGA. Damaga is also a great Zerg, and I can't wait to see today's cast and how it pulls out, because they are both great players. Now, EGHuk, down here in the bottom right, the red Protoss is a great player, probably my favorite Protoss, and I personally, if I had to pick anybody, some friendly talk down here, but if I had to pick anybody, any Protoss, it would probably be Huk. And if I had to pick any race to be my favorite, because I do play a lot of random, it would be Protoss. Protoss, I love it so much, and Huk just makes it that much better. And up here, we have Huk actually just throwing down probably a gateway, or Forge probably, yeah, Forge, do a fast cannon expand, Forge first cannon expand. And up here in the top right, we do have Damaga. Damaga is awesome too. Damaga is a great player, and he is going to throw down a spawning pool right here. He is known very well for doing kind of safe builds to get those spawning pools out before the hatchery. He will be throwing down the hatchery before anything. I don't expect him to see him get any gas, but because of the way the game's developed so much in the past year and a half, it's usually usual for somebody to get the hatchery first, and this is bold in itself, not being economically aggressive as a Zerg, but to be throwing down a gas first and get some speed and risk those minerals would be even more bold. So here we go, we have Damaga throw down that hatchery. Huk was not able to block it. And Huk, let's talk about him for a second as the game gets started. Huk is probably the coolest guy you could ever meet in the whole entire world. Huk's awesome and cool and great player, and he does everything right. He is awesome. Huk is the coolest guy you can meet, and he's a great player on top of that, and he's with Evil Geniuses, actually used to be with Liquid, which everybody should know that. But Huk, I love him to death. Huk is awesome, and I can't wait to see him, because this is the first game I'm casting of Huk on this channel. And Damaga, not taking away anything from him, probably in my top 3 favorite Zergs, with, in no particular order, with Sheth and Idra. So we're going to see the cannon first expand. We did see the cannon go down before the gateway, which he did spot that spawning pool first with no gases, so he did expect some aggression, so he did decide to throw down that cannon before the Nexus and before the gateway, and that's a very smart move on his part. We have Huk over here roaming around. Huk, a great scouter, probably the pestiest person you could ever see with his probe. He'll block your minerals over here by mining on them, and he will scout absolutely everywhere to find every little thing you're doing. And he has done this. He found the Zergling over here. The Zergling actually came over here, and he spotted right here to see if he could find anything, and the hatchery was in fact building right here, hiding it instead of putting it down right here because of his first spawning pool. He needs that extra minerals, that extra economy, and he put it all the way over here because these blocks are blocking that. Now we have the Zergling at the watchtower, and the Zergling still chasing down this probe. He will back up, and same with this Zergling. We might see the Zergling die, but probably not, because Zerglings are just slightly faster than the probe. Zerglings actually have a move speed of 2.95, while probes have a move speed of 2.81. Slightly faster than him by the smallest amount, but nevertheless, the Zergling did get away, and he did not lose any Zerglings, I believe. So, down over here, we have the Cybernex core already up, researching that warp gate, and we have a Stargate on the way. Probably going to see some Void Rays come out and try to catch Damaga off guard. Damaga has those the type of person who will defend with these Zerglings and do whatever he needs to get the upgrades and such and try to tech up to the highest possible thing he can get. dIMAGA will most likely be trying it to get with these double Evo chambers. He's going to get attack and melee upgrades, and we could see him go for some Ultralisk or some Infestors. So that's what I expect to see out of him. The Sentry just gets out, and they did kill off the Zealot with some nice micro pulling back a couple of Zerglings, but the Sentry did get out in time, so he was able to save that because of the Photon Cannon. The first Void Ray is out, the Chrono Boost wearing out. He was a little late on that second Void Ray. He did not have enough minerals, and the Void Ray is coming around, trying to hook around like this so he does not get spotted by the Xel'Naga Tower or these Zerglings. The Zerglings now have speed finished up, and the Void Ray coming in, now going to reveal this Void Ray. He has revealed it to this Overlord, and now to the Creep, and the Void Ray is over here trying to kill off some probes and some drones, and the Queen is trying to attack it right now, but the Void Ray is trying to back up because the second Queen is coming, and this is a smart move for EGHuk to do. This Queen will probably swing around and try to get this Void Ray to see if he can catch it out of position. Now flanking the Void Ray with another Void Ray coming out right over here. I knew it was over here somewhere. And another Void Ray on the way. Will stop soon with the Void Ray production. Maybe move to Phoenix or some Warp Gate units. And he has some supply. He was supply box for a second. And now two Void Rays over here. He needs to pull back this Void Ray before it gets too much hull damage. And now he's targeting down this one because I didn't even notice, because this one has a lot of hull damage, and this one is going to get destroyed. This is get very, very bad for EGHuk, and the other Void Ray also gets destroyed. And right now he has some Zerglings up in front while he does have this lair up, building another Queen and an Infestation Pit. So we'll either see him go for Hive or go from Infestors. I would like to see him go for Hive. I have not seen that in a while. But over here, tons of sentries force fielding this Queen so beautifully and killing off that one Queen. The dIMAGA's Queen cannot get in there, but the Zerglings are over here. But the force fields block it from getting any damage on any of the sentries except for this one. He is now killing off these things over here and killing off this Overlord as well. More Zerglings stream in over here, and this will probably be the last of the sentries. The sentries will be dead very soon. He has some Zerglings positioned right outside his face just to see when he's going to take this expansion or if he'll move out over in a very hidden position if he wants to swing over that Xel'Naga Tower, but he doesn't even have that Xel'Naga Tower right now for some odd reason. Right now he's trying to kill off these rocks so he can get a fourth expansion. Since this expansion is up and turtled away, he has these Spore Crawlers right here to protect from any Void Ray harassment, and he has these Spine Crawlers, and he has this Spine Crawler just to protect from anything else that's going to try to hit him from up here. He needs a Void Ray. He needs a Overlord over here to be able to spot upwards so that nothing is going to be killed. Their Zealots are being warped in from that pylon, and the Zealots do get killed even with that force field, and right now these Zealots will be cleaned up very, very, not easily, but he will lose a lot of Zerglings, but do clean it up nevertheless, and is going to try to kill more. These Zerglings will be cleaned up unless they run away, of course, and the Zerglings are hiding over here for some reason. He's going to pull these out soon and try to kill off the rest of these units. Dehydrated, but right now the Void Rays are out. 3 Void Rays. He built 3 more Void Rays and did kill that one Queen, taking as least amount of hull damage as he could, and the Void Ray does get out in time. Does get out of there in time, and the Queen is dead. Now he's going to retreat from this expansion, but I don't think that this expansion is going to survive. He needs to break these rocks and build a expansion up here as soon as possible. And right now, all these drones have migrated over here, and he has 3 Spine Crawlers. A lot of Spine Crawlers, but you need that for how many Void Rays they are, especially since they'll be charged up by the time they get over there if they poke at each one of these Overlords. Right now, the Zerglings are coming around trying to kill off as much as they can along the way, but they're going to come around and probably try to flank this. The sentries are over here, and Huk is so good with these sentries that he could easily force field them all. The doesn't matter for Huk. Huk does force field, but Huk will build sentries whether it's 5 minutes into the game or if it's 15 minutes into the game. Right now it is almost 14 minutes into the game, and Huk will do anything to be able to get out these